A lot of people have asked me about starting businesses. As we look at the economy and we see the things that are happening, we begin to wonder, is my job going to last? Maybe I don't even like my job. I certainly have been running into a lot of people who are finding that as the economy gets weirder and not really good, what they're finding is their companies are taking shortcuts. A lot of my friends are Christian business people, and they don't want to be part of that. They want to make decisions for themselves. A lot of people just don't like shortcuts. They want to do things right. So one of the core teachings I have in my business class is about quadrants. These quadrants are different than perhaps what you've heard about, but effectively they make up all of a business. Any part of a business has all of these areas. So what I want to show you is we're going to look at this. Over here in the upper left, and it doesn't matter how you set it up, but over here is sales and marketing, over here is production, this is your finance area, and that's your admin area. What you find over here is a lot of people come into business because they've already worked for a company and they may be really good at sales or marketing, and they think, or in this day and age, everybody wants to have a website. But the fact of the matter is websites don't sell themselves, and it takes a lot of information to be able to propel a website to a successful venture. In 1995, I started my first website internet company, and it was way different then. I mean, you know, we worked on 14.4 modems. Now it's like turning on your television. Everything changed. You know, we could draw things out, and we could, you know, overcome search engines. Most of the search engines from 95, 96 don't even exist, with possible exception of Yahoo. The others have been all absorbed by other companies who have pretty much gone out of business. But we don't make a decision to get in business predicated on being strong in one of these areas. For instance, an admin area might include an accountant or a bookkeeping service or something like that. Okay? But at some point, you're going to have to get this administrative product that you do, or this service, you're going to have to get it out there into the market. You're going to have to figure out how much you can produce. One of the most difficult things for self-employed individuals is when they are the only person, is that they have the same amount of hours they had when they worked for a company. They may make more money, but the fact of the matter is the multiplication of those numbers or those factors is more on them, because now they're not just doing the service, then now they got to go out and promote their business. They need to get sales and marketing out there, whether it's through advertising, media, or any of those kind of things. The other part of it is production. How much can you produce in 40 hours? You can say, well, I can do 60 hours, but the fact of the matter is, the harder you work by yourself, the more difficult it becomes over a period of time. It begins to take away from you and your family and your value systems that you may already have in place for family. Which is one of the reasons, by the way, people don't like to jump from employee into business, because they have all these benefits and they're only doing one area. But it always comes back to, I don't know what I don't know. And this is a big part of what most people don't know. So you may be a salesperson and you may have a really great idea and things like that, but you're really weak on the administrative area, or you don't know how to get the product done. Now, I tend to fall pretty heavily over here. I understand these areas. I know what good administration looks like. Production, I know how to get a product out the door. Finance, you know, how to obtain financing. But the reality of it is, when we're all said and done, every business needs these areas. So whether you're a contractor, or you want to open a retail store, if you're going to open a retail store, you got to have some kind of product or production or service. And you're going to need to know how to manage that. And in the beginning, you may do every single area of these four quadrants. You may do sales and marketing, you may do administration, you may do production, and you may do finance. I want to encourage you, don't look at your business as just you. Build a plan that begins to move you out of just being the only person doing what you're doing. I mentioned on previous videos that the value of being an employee may only be between 10 and 30% of what you're actually worth. It may be more, again, depending on the size of the company and things like that. But in the end game, Your value is what your value is. A lot of people become self-employed because they're disappointed with where they're working. They don't think they're being taken care of. But the reality of it is they end up working harder than they did in their previous job, and then they get disappointed or disenchanted about it. What I want to say is don't become disenchanted or disappointed. Begin to look at where you want to be. If you're doing cleaning for somebody and you want to start a cleaning business, don't look at it as a one-man or a one-woman operation. Begin to look what would happen is if you could help others come alongside, that you would be able to train them to do what you would do. You would multiply your time, you would have more value to what you do in your company, and you would be able to produce more, which means there'd be more income for you and others, and you would be setting a standard in the community or the communities where you work because you're an employer. And one of the things about as you move up the scale from being an employee through the self-employment range to owning a business, what you find is the tax benefits and things are better for you when you get up to those areas. If all you ever want to do, though, is be an individual self-employed person, I am not demeaning it. But I will tell you that sometimes it's harder work than it is if you figure out how to actually make it run with others. And so when you look at these areas, finance, production, sales and marketing, admin, the administrative side of things, which can include the clerical, the office work, figure out where your gift mix leaves you. And when you're done with that, write it all down, say I'm really strong here or I'm really strong here, whatever it is. Some people are really great with the financial part of things and they know how to get money into things, but they don't know how to market it. Having a warehouse full of widgets that you can't sell is of no value to anybody. So this is one of our core teachings here at Spoils Business Ministries. And if you have questions on it, feel free to write me or give me a call. But this is something that every business needs to look at and make a decision where they want to be in the coming days. So look at your life, say this is where I plug in, this is where I'm weak, and get others to give you input. The worst thing you can do is think that you can do all of this equally well, because I pretty much guarantee that's not going to happen. You will find that your strengths are in one or more of these areas, but probably not all four. Thanks a lot for listening. God bless you.